Is that Anthony Mantha or is that Wayne Gretzky wearing Anthony Mantha's jersey? What's up, Caps fans? Yes, that's right. I have no idea who this version of Anthony Mantha is. Never seen him before. But let's just say we're happy to see this version of Anthony Mantha. I personally am not going to ask any questions because, like I said, I liked what I saw, so it's best not to ask questions in that scenario. 2 goals for number 39 in blue and red, and we will get to all of the scoring in just a moment here. But I did just want to point out specifically just how well Anthony Mantha played in this hockey game, because I am someone who has been admittedly very hard on him in the past. And I think rightfully so, right? Because he's largely sucked since he's got here. But today he was very, very good. Very, very good. And so I just wanted to point out that fact and give him his due when he deserves it. Raise that trade value, baby. No, just kidding. Mantha, he also got nailed in the side of the head with a puck during this game as well, and he had to leave the game because of it, and he would not return. So, I think all Caps fans have like a little bit of PTSD with this exact same scenario, with this exact type of scene here, given obviously what we saw happen to John Carlson last season, right? That one did not turn out very good. I mean, it turned out good in the way that he's now fine, but we missed John Carlson for the rest of that season. And it was just a scary scene. Like, you worried for his actual health outside of hockey as well, right? But even though Anthony Mantha had to leave this game, it does sound as though he is going to be okay. Like, he might miss a few games, but at least he's not having to go to the hospital or anything like that, right? So that is definitely a positive. All the best to Anthony Mantha. And yeah, this hockey game, man, it was a great start from the Caps. Once again, the shots on goal were actually 10-1 in favor of your Washington Capitals at one point. And the good guys, that being the Capitals, they would grab a 1-0 lead on Anthony Mantha's first goal of the night. And it was even kind of a lucky bounce there that made that first goal from Mantha happen. Like, he just kind of fired a pass toward the general vicinity of the net over there. And the puck happened to take a friendly Capitals bounce for once and went sailing past Panthers netminder Sergei Bobrovsky. And so we are sitting here thinking, hey, like, we finally got a bounce here. This is great. First time all season, really, that we've had anything resembling puck luck. So I will take it. Things are looking up. And then Darcy Kuemper, he lets in Florida's second shot on net of the evening. That's certainly becoming a pattern here at this point, is the Capitals dominating, and then Darcy Kuemper letting in the first or maybe the second shot, if we're lucky, of the night. He's been letting in the first or the second shot that he sees almost every single game. And so the shots are 10-2 in favor of the Caps, and yet the score is 1-1. And folks, just being honest here, okay, I don't know that I have ever seen an NHL goalie get beat more on screen or semi-screen shots from the blue line than Darcy Kuemper does. I know he's a Stanley Cup champion. His career numbers are great. He's obviously a very good goalie. I'm not saying he's not, but I do wonder if we have to start asking the question at this point here, that, if this like losing sight of, this having trouble tracking pucks from the blue line or from distance in general, really, is due to that eye injury that he had, right? Because he gets beat clean on a lot of long wrist shots and shit as well. And it's just something that I never saw from him in his career back before he ever had that eye injury. It never used to be a problem for him. So I don't know, but it's something to think about at least. And yeah, so the shots are 12-6, okay? 12-6 in favor of the Caps when Kuemper lets in another one. 2-1 for the Panthers. And again, this has become a total pattern with Kuemper in net. The Caps are dominating, but the few shots that the Panthers do get beat him. And so the Caps find themselves undeservedly down in the hockey game. It's starting to get old, honestly, it really is. And you guys, I am the last person to want to blame the goalie, okay? I am a goalie. It's never the goalie's fault as far as I'm concerned. But the team is playing well in front of you. Make a save, right? Make a save. League average is actually 9 out of every 10 saves, so there's that. And we are not getting anything close to that here right now. Second period, Florida gets the first power play of the hockey game, but it is Connor McMichael who scores a beauty, shorthanded for the Caps instead. And you know what? It was Darcy Kuemper with a couple of huge saves there on the penalty kill that led to that break up ice shorthanded for the Caps. So that is more like it by Darcy Kuemper. Big saves leading to a rush up ice the other way and a shorthanded goal for us. And so you see, I do want to say nice things about our goalie. I do. I really do. But he just has to give me a reason to say nice things, right? But yeah, huge goal by Connor McMichael once again, assisted by Alexei Protas and Martin Fehérváry. McMike, he went forehand, backhand, past Bobrovsky, and turned him inside out. Just a beautiful goal, and it is a 2-2 hockey game. And the Caps, they would kill off the remainder of that penalty as well after their shorthanded goal. And so the Caps have now killed off, at this point, 13 straight opposition power plays. That is very good. Then the Caps would score again to take a 3-2 lead. Awesome. But wait, it's a coach's challenge. Stop me if you've heard that before. Another coach's challenge for offside, and we already know which way this call is going to go, as the Caps have had all seven coaches' challenges calls this season go against them. I'm lost for words. I really am. They have had the most goals taken away from them of any team in the league, and it's not even close. Okay. 7 goals taken away now in only 11 games. Most teams don't have 7 goals taken away in 82 games, right? This is craziness. It's craziness. I don't think the Pittsburgh Penguins, for example, have had 7 goals taken away from them in the entire period of time since the coaches' challenge became a rule in the National Hockey League. I don't think they've had 7 taken away that whole time. So this is nuts. It really is. I'm getting worked up here, but it's because it's been ridiculous. It really has. So the goal gets taken off of the board again for the Caps. And so it remains a 2-2 hockey game. And the Caps were clearly really pissed off having yet another goal taken away from them here, because they come out flying again after that call and they get the goal right back. Connor McMichael again turning on the Jets to turn a 2-on-2 rush into a 2-on-1 rush. And he makes the beautiful saucer pass over to the wide open Anthony Mantha, who was wide open, like I said, thanks to Connor McMichael's speed carrying the puck up ice. And Anthony Mantha buries his second of the game past Sergei Bobrovsky. It is 3-2 for the Caps for the second time in 5 minutes. And this goal will count, goddammit. In the third period, Darcy Kuemper, he stops a 2-on-0 rush. Awesome. However, it was awesome, but we barely had time to get excited about it because the Panthers would then tie it up, unfortunately, on what was begrudgingly, an honestly just beautiful play off of a face-off win. So, hey, you've got to give credit where credit is due, right? Connor McMichael, he would then draw a penalty again by driving hard to the net, something that he has been doing very frequently. How good has Connor McMichael been? Oh my goodness. And the Caps, they would create several good scoring chances on the ensuing power play, but unfortunately they just could not get one past Sergei Bobrovsky there. And then Tom Wilson, with about 30 seconds left in this hockey game, he dances through every single Panthers player seemingly on the ice, dances through them all, gets blatantly hauled down at the last second. Otherwise, he was going to be in all alone. It is as obvious a penalty, honestly, as you can have. As blatantly obvious a penalty as you can have, okay? And yet, there's no call. So Capital One Arena was not happy, and I mean, I don't blame them. Like, when you combine that garbage no call there with another Caps goal being called back again as well, 7 of them so far this season, the fans, they have every right to be unhappy with the state of the officiating. Anyways, the Caps, they outshot the Panthers in every period of this hockey game, except for in overtime, unfortunately, where the Panthers would score on the first shot of the overtime period by either team just 15 seconds in. So they shoot the Caps 1-0 in overtime, and 15 seconds into the overtime period, the game is over. So Caps lose in the 3-on-3 gimmick. Whatever, man. Ultimately, the Caps played another good hockey game, and it's another important standings point that they have earned. All right, Caps fans, that is it for me for now. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button down below and click on that subscribe button as well if you haven't already done so. Tell your family, tell your friends, tell all of your fellow Caps fans. This is where it's at after every game. Thank you all so much for watching. Until next time, babes, and as always, let's go Caps.